Does anybody want to move forward?
Okay, again, thank you everyone for joining, and good evenings. And
Thank you, Will.
and as usual, we'll start with a short mindful breathing exercise to quiet our mind. So try to make yourself relaxed, comfortable. And feel the weight of your body on cushion, chair, surrounding. And you take in and out breath naturally, normally. And as you breathe in, you watch it mindfully, be aware you are breathing in. As you breathe out, watch it mindfully, observe it mindfully, and be aware you are breathing out. Simply just observing mindfully and being aware of the breath. Then we can try to have good motivational intention for being here. We can think, contemplate by us coming here together, giving our precious time, energy, resource to listen, to reflect and contemplate. May all these activities become cause and condition to cultivate and fully develop our inner goodness, loving kindness, compassion, logical mind. As well as the wisdom. And having cultivated the wisdom and compassion, may we be as much as help and benefit to others and oneself as much as possible on the path. when we have the opportunity and ability, capacity to help directly, and we'll be able to be help and benefit. And when we don't have the capacity to be great help directly, may we be able to send them the prayers, good heart. Through that, may we be able to help indirectly. In having cultivated the path within our mind stream, may we be able to achieve our highest potential, the fully awakened state. So not only we can be help and benefit, but to be greatest help and benefit. And not only for a few, but to each and every sentient being.
For our opening prayers, we'll start with the praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, which we will recite 3 times in English. To the founder, the endowed of the center destroyer, the one beyond, the Buddha, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and good conduct. Teacher of the laws and things, the noble contemplated on the holy one, the endowed and center destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the superior and the chapter flame, the prostrate offerings of refuge. To the founder, the endowed and center destroyer, the one from beyond, the Holy Spirit, the completely perfected, fully awakened being. In knowledge and good conduct, God of Lord, supreme God of meanings, speaker of gods and human beings, revealed the complete and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious Son, the superior from the copy plan, I prostrate my offerings and for refuge. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one on him, the Holy Spirit, the completely perfected, fully awakened, perfect in knowledge and good conduct, without them no glory. Thank God of humans, repent, return about the significance, forgive the completely the endowed transcendent destroyer. We'll do the short mandala offering once in English. This ground, anointed with perfumes, with flowers, and the garden of the air, 4 continents of time,
and this may all be needs in your district. And on the next page, we'll recite the refuge and bodhicitta prayer, once in English, twice in Tibetan. I go for refuge until I am enlightened by may I become all needs.
이제 교전이 손에 더 담자감에서 담배신의 존재 부담되라 차차. So we have been discussing about mantras, and we discussed about the meaning of the mantras and why we use the mantras and how to use it. The benefit of reciting the mantras. Again, as I mentioned before, one of the main purpose of using the mantra is to awaken our own mind. That is the main. We use the mantra, whatever mantra that symbolize of different the Buddhas. We talked about like last week we talked about the mantra of the Buddha of compassions, OM MANI PADME HUM. So when we use that mantra, OM MANI PADME HUM, we use that to awaken our own compassions. That's the mantra of the Buddha of compassions. And we use that to awakening our own compassion. And that is one of the main reasons. Of course, on top of that, then there are many other benefits that we talk about, creating merit, purifying negative karma, creating merit, by reciting that. Also, by reciting that, when someone hear it, that they also get a blessing from that mantras. Whether it's any living beings, whether it's the environment itself. When you recite it, the air or the wind, air carry that prayers, and again that bless the place, that bless the beings that are in that place. So there are many benefits with each of those mantras, but again, that is one of the main. And we are also discussing different mantras of different Buddhas for different purpose or different functions. As we mentioned, the Buddha of compassions. Then there is Buddha of wisdom, and the mantra of the Buddha of wisdom. Buddha of healing, and the mantra of Buddha of healing. Buddha of longevity, and the mantra of the longevities, and the Buddha of enlightened activities, and the mantra of that. So different Buddhas of different enlightened qualities. And with each of those Buddhas, they have their own specific mantras And we use those different mantras to actualize the quality that mantra symbolize, or that mantra is manifesting that enlightened qualities. Okay. Each Buddha has their own individual stories, unique individual stories while they're on the path, just like we all have different, our own individual stories. We all are on the same path, but we have our own individual stories on the path. But when they achieve enlightenment, then all the enlightened mind become one, one, inseparable. In materials, one of the materials writing, he gave an example of oceans. There are so many different rivers that have their own individual sources coming from different mountains, different areas, different, that is like different individual stories of each of Buddhas when they are on the path. Once all this water go into the oceans, then you cannot separate which water is from that river or this or that. They become one. Once it enters in that one lake or oceans, then all water become one, inseparable in that. And once everyone achieves that enlightenment, then they become inseparable one, enlightened mind. And from that enlightened mind, of course, when we talk with enlightened mind, then within the enlightened mind, there are many different enlightened qualities, compassionate qualities, wisdom qualities, activities qualities, healing qualities, purifying qualities, and so on. And those different enlightened quality, they manifest in a different deity or Buddha's form in order to guide or benefit the sentient beings who need or who can be helped by that particular qualities. And so that is where it comes. So that is why, while all the Buddhas are one and inseparable in Dharmakaya, but from that inseparable Dharmakaya, then it manifested in different forms for different purpose functioning, or to guide, to benefit sentient beings. So therefore, that is why we have many different Buddhas. In essence, they are one, but there are many forms, different forms. And therefore, one of the great Indian masters, Adisha Divankara, he made a comment. He said, if we can achieve one Buddha, then you achieve all the Buddhas. Because in essence, they are one, inseparable. So last week we spoke about the Avalokiteshvara or Cheresi and the mantra of that, the Buddha of compassion. And of course, the best will be with someone's is ready. They have the foundation practice of based on sutras. What we call gradual path, lumbering. That foundation. On the basis of that, when someone feel, they are ready to kind of, into the Vajrayana tantric path, then of course, then if there is opportunity, then take the empowerment. We can recite the mantra without empowerment, but if you have empowerment, it becomes much more powerful. The blessing that has been passed, unbroken from master to masters, that blessing is being passed, and through that blessing, it will ripen your mind. And by ripening your mind, when you use that deity and the mantras and the practice related with that, it helps to awaken your mind much more quickly, more easily. But also without some of those, even if you don't have those empowerment, one can still recite the mantra, still you get the benefit, and still it has a positive impact. But normally it is, and so yeah. So last week we explained the meaning of the OM MANI PADME HUM. But we didn't have time to do the practice itself. Maybe I thought maybe we can do a little bit of that practice today, And again, I mentioned last week, without going so detail, OM MANI PADME HUM basically is Julian lotus. Okay, that OM MANI PADME HUM means literally mean Julian lotus. Or the one who called Julian lotus, and then the profound meanings or the hidden meaning is, that I wish to establish, I wish to cultivate or establish the wisdom and compassion with my mind stream. Lotus is the wisdom, and the jewel is the compassions. So basically, I want to cultivate and develop that wisdom and compassion, just as you have developed. I want to also establish that. So that reciting that and using that visualization, chanting or recitation, it is that to awakening our own compassion and wisdom. And especially here, because it's Buddha of compassion, then especially the compassion, especially the compassions. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of practice, meditations. And as I mentioned last week, of course, if we can visualize well, that is wonderful. But some of you are not very familiar with those deities at the moment. And even some of them who are familiar, sometimes some people doesn't have good visualizations. It's just our mind is different. Some people can visualize very easily. Some people have more challenging visualizing. So, but the main point when we do that practice is to feel the presence of that being there. You try to feel the energy. You try to feel the presence of here, the Avalokiteshvara, as is described. Even you cannot, in your mind, even you cannot see clearly that image, but really feel it is there as it's been described, feeling the energy. That is the one of the important key factors. You don't have to feel if my visualization not so clear, then I will not get the benefit or I will not be able to use this. It's not like that. The main is to feel that energy and present of that energy, that beings. Okay. So just try to again relax. And watch your breath mindfully for a few moments. Then we try to generate a good intention that I'm going to do this practice in order to cultivate my own compassion, awakening my own compassion mind. And to achieve and become myself, fully awakened being of compassion, cherishing him, to become cherishing myself, in order to benefit and liberate all sentient beings from all their suffering, cause of suffering, and lead them to fully enlightened state. Then in the space above you, you can visualize, lotus. On top of the lotus, there's the moon disk. And from that moon disk, there is the Cherese or Avalokiteshvara with one face, forearm. The first two arms folding hand by the heart and holding the jewel. And next, second right hand holding the crystal rosary. And the left hand holding the lotus, white lotus. And in sitting posture, and wearing all the celestial garment and ornaments of the Sambhogaka. And on the top of crown, there is the Amitabha Buddha. And the Buddha of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, of the Cherishik, try to feel this is inseparable from your root guru, oneness with the root guru. And it is who encompasses all the Buddha, all in one. In essence, no different, separate from all other Buddha. All the Buddha are in that Avalokiteshvara. Is the Avalokiteshvara. And Avalokiteshvara is in color, is white color, symbolizing pure heart. loving kindness, compassion. At his heart is the moon disk. On top of that, there is the hum syllable. And surrounded by OM MANI PADME HUM mantras, all standing up the ladders clockwise. And all of them, each of those mantra and syllable are, the enlightened energy in that form. So as we recite OM MANI PADME HUM, we chant, we can visualize and think from the hum syllable and garland of the mantra, white light and nectar flow into yourself, cleanse and purify all the illness, negative karma, all the delusion, all the obscuration, especially, selfish attitude. That is the main hindrance to develop true love and compassion towards the mind. So while keeping that visualizations as much as possible, try to recite a few times. OM MANI PADME HUM, 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 MANI PADME HUM, OM MANI PADME HUM, OM MANI PADME HUM, OM MANI PADME HUM, MANI PADME HUM, OM MANI PADME HUM, OM MANI PADME HUM, MANI PADME HUM, MANI PADME HUM. So visualize with total convictions that all our illness, negative karma, delusion, obscuration completely clean, purified. Especially the selfish attitude, self-centeredness, or our ego mind has been completely cleaned, purified. and ourself or our mind become crystal clear, transparency, without any trace of any negative energy. As we recite more, again, yellow and orange light and nectar flow from the garlands of the mantra and from the heart of Avalokiteshvara and enter through our crown, feeling our whole body from the bottom to the top, and receiving all the blessings of enlightened body, speech, mind, all the spiritual realizations, experiences, especially unconditional, unpartial, true love, compassion, Vajra mind, just like Avalokiteshvara himself. So while keeping that visualizations, we recite, OM MANI PADME HUM, OM MANI PADME HUM, MANI PADME HUM, OM 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 MANI PADME HUM. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. So imagine and visualize your total convictions that we receive all the enlightened, blessing of enlightened body, speech, and mind, feeling our whole body, all the spiritual realization and experiences, and especially unconditional, undiscriminated, and unbiased, true love, compassion, Vajra mind. Our whole body filled with that, or our whole mind filled with that. And as we recite more, you can visualize more light nectar flowing from the heart of the Avalokiteshvara, the mantras, and the Om syllable. And the love, compassion, Vajra mind we have cultivated, it's like this is the flowers that the seed or the flower of loving kindness, compassion have should have grown it, established. And again, it's like giving more water to it to blossom fully to establish and to not to decay, but to improve and to grow it fully and awaken it fully. So just like putting water every day, giving water every day, and that it started to become more stronger, bigger, and blossoming and developing fully. So through that, fully awakening our true love, compassion, bodhicitta. So while keeping that visualizations, we recite some OM MANI PADME HUM, 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 MANI PADME HUM. So visualize, through the blessings and the water of the blessing, the life, the nectar, our true love, compassion, bodhicitta fully grown, fully blossomed to its full potential. Each cell, each atoms, our body is filled with that true love, compassion, all the spiritual experiences. Then you can visualize all sentient beings surrounding yourself as vast as the space. And now as we recite more, visualize from your heart that is full of true love, compassion, bodhicitta, spiritual experience realization, sending them in all 10 directions, sharing and sending the love, compassion, the wisdom, and all spiritual realization to each and every sentient beings. Just like, when the sun arises, all the sunflowers started to open up, similarly with that love, compassion, awakening all sentient beings' heart, their mind, fully awakening the moment, the light of your love and compassion, the beams of rays of your love and compassion spread in all 10 directions towards all sentient beings. Their minds are also fully awakened. Their love, compassion, wisdom are fully awakened. So while visualizing and keeping that, then we recite Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme 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 Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. So visualize and imagine from our heart, the light of love, compassion, wisdom, all the spiritual experience realizations sent in the beam of rays in the form of, and through that awakening each and every sentient beings, awakening their mind, of awakening their true love, compassion, awakening their wisdom, all the spiritual realization. And they all are fully awakened. And the rays of light or the beam that we have sent dissolve into our heart. And Guru Avalokiteshvara also dissolved into the light, and the light dissolved into ourselves. And the Guru's enlightened body, peace and mind, deity Avalokiteshvara, enlightened body, peace and mind, our body, speech, and mind all become one, inseparable. And all the spiritual realization have been totally strongly rooted, stabilized. Then we do the dedication due to all the virtues that we others in one time creating time. May we be able to achieve the state of Avalokiteshvara, and lead all sentient beings in that fully enlightened state. And due to all these virtues in the merit, may oneself and all sentient beings to be able to actualize true love, compassion, bodhicitta mind, those who have not actualized. Those who have already actualized, not to diminish, but increase more and more. And may we never give up love, compassion, bodhicitta mind, no matter how difficult it is. May we never be separated from them, that mind. May we never give up. Then you can slowly open your, yeah. So, yeah, so maybe we will have a short break, yeah. And then after the break, maybe if there's caution, I can take some cautions. If not, then we'll continue. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, please.
How long does it take? How old were you when you started studying visualization? There was no way I could get all of that into my head. The
Can you think of burger?
I think
Burger. Burger, that's sandwich burger. Can you visualize burger? Can you?
Yes.
Oh, then you can do visualizations. You just have to look at the image. You know, you have keep image and you look, and then without looking at it, you try to have that image in your mind. And if you keep on looking, and with the time you get familiarity, and so yeah.
Does it exist somewhere already composited? That image that you described, the Buddha and the...
Yeah, you can in your mind.
Oh, okay. No, I was looking for a place that was much more amenable to my intelligence, like a book with a picture.
Yeah, there are so many books on different images, different Buddhas. Yeah, you can find. I think there's so many books. Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, at one time someone told me, she cannot visualize, And then I said, can you visualize burger, And she said, yes. She can have image of the burger in her mind. So then if you can keep an image of a burger or image of your parent or anyone, that means you have the ability to visualize, Yeah, I'm coming. Yes. Yeah. Lara.
What I found in this practice, which I just wanted to share a little bit about, is yes, I do understand that, I kept trying to put it all in and, starting from the top. But what I really saw is that inside there was something that was opening up. I thought I could even feel it. And as I sort of wanted to take in more, okay, it opened up maybe trauma things in my life that I didn't really want to see. But because I had the the power, I guess it's the power of that initiation. It came to me that, yes, I could do this and I could actually heal things.
Mhm. Absolutely, and that is wonderful.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that is a good thing to do, right?
Yeah, because if we have some trauma, it is better to deal with them. And without feeling it through that practice, it helps you to heal that trauma. That is wonderful. You know, it is wonderful. Yeah. Yes, Ted.
When you're practicing the mantras by yourself in your daily practice, you shouldn't verbalize it, right? It's better to just say it in your mind. Did you say that last week, or did I listen to it?
I said last time there are three ways of doing that. One is loud, like we did here, loud. The other is we do very almost like whispering, you know, where you can hear it, but others cannot hear it, like that. Or one is reciting mentally, not with a mouth, but mentally. And I said, reciting with all different way of reciting have different purpose, different benefit, you know. When we chant loudly, then whichever being hear that, they get the benefit, the blessing from that. You know, when we do by chanting by our mind, the other cannot hear that, so they don't get that benefit, that blessing part. But when we chant by our own mind, in terms of concentration is better, because you have to be really concentrated to be able to recite with the mind. If you get distracted, you cannot recite that with your mind. With the verbal, you can recite while you are distracted. I can say OM MANI PADME HUM even when mind is running everywhere. But if I'm reciting that OM MANI PADME HUM, not with verbal, but with my mind, I have to be very concentrated to be able to recite that. So for the concentration, then it is more powerful. So depending on for what purpose or for what you are trying to recite, so then you know how then that also can change how we recite it. Yeah. Yes, Betty.
Is there a benefit to reciting a full mala of 108 recitations of the mantra?
Mm-hmm. The more we recite, the better it is. But generally, there seems to be a certain auspicious number. I don't know exactly. I think it is something to do with the astrologies, you know. So 3, 7, 21, you know, 108. Those seem to be kind of auspicious number, both in earlier school of thought, like in Hinduism as well as in Buddhism. You know, those they have similar, and I think it is something to do with astrology, even though I don't know. So I don't know why those particular number are auspicious, you know. And so therefore you see in many practice relation to mantras and the deities, and some days 3 times, 7 times, 21 times, 108, 1 mala. So, and you can do 2 mala, 3 mala, more, less. So as much as, but definitely those are auspicious number. But I don't know why 3 is auspicious than other numbers. Why 7 is more auspicious than others. 108 is why. I try to find did some research, but you know, there are all kind of information, but it doesn't seem, you know, consensus of some saying, you know, it's different. People seems to have come with different. So I didn't see anything that I feel that you can kind of totally what do you call I didn't find anything that authentic that make more sense. So, but definitely those are auspicious number, and those are, yes, please.
When's the best time to do your mantras?
Of course, like any meditation, the best is morning. Normally, that is the recommendation. Morning, when your mind is not busy with other things, you can concentrate better. Once you start doing other things, your mind gets caught up in that, You start doing chore in your house or in the garden, and after that you try to meditate, and things come because you did something and it more. So more normally, the best is your mind is less distracting and more clarity, generally for most people in the morning. So meditations, so you can use the recitation mantra in the meditation and in the morning. But generally, while reciting mantra itself, you can recite throughout the day, anytime, anywhere. You can recite while you're driving. You can recite while you are walking in your garden. You can recite while you are doing laundry, washing dishes, washing your house, So you can do anytime, anywhere. So in terms of just reciting mantras, yes. Yeah, you have some more.
I like to do it to help me go to sleep.
Yeah, that is good. I think last time, was it Stella and Valerie was saying, when they have difficulty sleeping, they do that mantra and it helps them to. And it's true, a lot of people find very calming mantra, very calming. And when your mind is calm, it's easy to go to sleep when you need to go to sleep, And even I was saying, sharing, I have a friend, She said, when she first went to the teachings, Buddhist teachings, she was living in California, one of the centers there, and the teacher was teaching about kindness of mother, And during that teaching sessions, he was talking about Bodhicitta and then part of that, the kindness of the mother. And she has a not easy relationship with her mother, very difficult relationship at that time. And that teaching didn't connect with her, she said, didn't connect with her at all. That teaching didn't connect with her at all. And she felt what he's talking about, that wasn't my experience, that is not my experience, all the kindness that he's talking about. And so anyway, that's her first reaction, that's her first feeling when she heard that teachings, But the teaching, something kind of attracted her, there was some kind of, I don't know, kind of magnet or something, feel her. And so she continued to go to those teachings. And then one day she asked the teachers, met the teacher and say, you talk about all this kindness of mothers and all of that, but I don't feel that way. That is not my experience. That's not how I. And then the teacher advised her to write down one kind thing that her mother did for her each day. And she said she couldn't come with one thing. She couldn't come with one thing where she felt her mother did without kindness or compassion. That is how, but still, she continued, and then slowly, continue to go the teaching, continue to reflect, contemplate. Her mind started to open. Her mind started to open. When her mind started to open, she started to feel differently. Then she started to remember some kind act, compassion act that the mom did for her. She started to now remember. Before she wouldn't. And then slowly, she remembered more and more. And slowly she feel more and more kindness and compassion of her mom. And eventually, she really changed, and their relation changed. Their relationship changed. And so after that, her mom is Christian, and her mom told her to thank her teachers to giving me back my daughter. That was her message. She asked her daughter to thank her teachers to giving me back my daughter. And then she also asked if there is any practice I can do, ask the teacher. And so the teacher recommended her to do the OM MANI PADME HUM, mantra. And so she asked and she did, because she has so much respect for the teachers to see the change in her daughter. And so she recited, she said, she used to say, I recite 3 times, one for the daughter, one for the son, and one for herself. But slowly she enjoyed doing this. She started reciting more, and then eventually she said, whenever her mind is disturbed, agitated or something, she started reciting that, and it helped her mind be calm. She's not even a Buddhist, but that chanting, that mantra has some kind of energy that kind of calm and quiet her mind. And so when her mind is kind of not feeling calm, peaceful, something disturbing, agitated, she starts reciting the mantra, and she finds very quiet in her mind. So that being the case, as you said, that definitely before going to sleep or when you have to go sleep, that chanting will help your mind to be calming, and when your mind is more calm, it's easy to go to sleep. Yeah, so you can use that. And Ted, you have something to add to say?
Yeah, I was wondering, you hear the mantra from the Heart Sutra, chanted all the time, and I was noticing that was not on your list of mantras, and I was sort of wondering why that, whether there was some meaning there. Or...
Yes. Well, first of all, there's so many mantras, so many deities, so many mantras. There's no way I was going to include all of them. Even some of them I included, but I wasn't sure whether I want to have here. Some of even which I've included, I'm even not sure. Whether I want you to have here or not. That is one thing. There's so many of them. I'm trying to kind of take it more kind of common, and these all are more related with mantra, related with the deity, particular deity. Heart Sutra mantra is the essence of the Heart Sutra, and is not related with any deity, but is more kind of the essence of the Heart Sutra itself. The essence of the Heart Sutra is through the wisdom, the perfection of wisdom, realizing the emptiness. You enter the 5 paths to achieve the nirvana or enlightenment. And so that, gade, paragade, parasamgade, bodhi, so is the essence of that. Through the practice of perfection of wisdom, you gone, thoroughly gone, perfectly gone, and bodhi. So that is why gade, paragade, parasamgade, bodhi. And so going from ordinary to the first path, and then from first path of accumulation, to the second path of preparation, gone. Thoroughly gone is then from the path of preparation, going to the path of seeing, where you have direct realization of emptiness. And then, parasamgate, and perfectly gone is then from going from the path of seeing to the path of meditations. And then bodhi is the result through the practice of the the path of meditation, then you achieve the path of normal learning, fully enlightened, fully awake in the body. So that is more or less than kind of the meaning of that, gone, totally gone, perfectly gone, and body. So that is the mantra, the essence of the heart perfection of wisdom of Heart Sutra. Of course, that mantra is powerful mantra to purify the obstacles. Yeah. So I think maybe that was one of the things maybe I didn't kind of conclude it or include it here, but definitely traditionally, before we do any teachings, we recite Heart Sutra, and of course the mantra is there all the time. Traditionally, every teaching starts with Heart Sutra by recitation of that. Here we used to do at one time, but then it takes a lot of time doing all the prayers. So then we decided to keep it more shorter, the prayers, and so that is why we can. But traditionally, still, with the teachers, they all start with the Heart Sutra. Even in part of our educations, when we were studying in the monasteries, every day when we start the evening class, evening debate class, we start with Heart Sutra. Sometimes we recite 7 times, sometimes 3 times, depending on the different semesters, certain semesters, we recite every day 3 times. You at the first one, you recite very slowly. And the reason is to really meditate on that. Not just recite, but really meditating on that. And then second and third, then we recite a little bit more quickly. In Tibet, they use this, when they recite one Heart Sutra, because they recite very slowly for meditations. It takes more than half hour. But nowadays, people do not have same patience, include the monks. So now, it's more, we don't do that. We do it once a year just to kind of remind how it used to be the traditions. But normally, so therefore the reason to do that, the reason to recite Heart Sutra, of course, the Pratna Paramita, the wisdom perfection, very important, and the subject that is very important. The wisdom realizing emptiness is key, and also it is also a practice recitation of the Heart Sutra itself. The mantra is to clear any obstacle that might be for the teaching, for the practice, for the meditations, as well. Yes, John.
Mary Jo wants to know if it's okay to use a prayer wheel while you're doing mantras at home.
Oh, don't use prayer wheel. It's a disaster. No. Just joking. Yes, of course. Of course you can use prayer wheels. Yeah, while you recite the mantra, definitely you can use the prayer wheels. So in that way, you are using your hand for virtues by sending the mantras through the wind and that. So definitely one can use that. Yeah. Okay. Any? If not, then we will kind of discuss I don't know, to discuss more. I think maybe today we might not have to, you know, next I thought of discussing on the mantra of the Manjushri, the Buddha of the wisdom. Because those two are very important. Because in the Buddhism, the more essence of all Buddhism is cultivating the wisdom and compassion. You know, wisdom and compassion. And then out of that compassion and wisdom, how we engage in the world to be benefit and help for others as oneself. And so in order to develop the wisdom and the compassion, if we rely on the Buddha of compassion to actualize and cultivate and discover or awaken our own compassion, it becomes more powerful and more stronger connections, more relationship. And when to develop the wisdom, if we rely on the wisdom, Buddha of the wisdom, and then the mantra of that Buddha, then again, it becomes more powerful and helpful and beneficial to cultivate the wisdom through the blessings, connections, all of that. So, yeah, one of my first retreats in relation to the deity is I did the retreat after, of Avalokiteshvara, because I feel it is important to develop the compassion. And the second one I did is the Manjushri, to develop the wisdom in relation to the deity, and the Buddha or deity. That was the two deity that I did retreat, and also before I did retreat, I requested the initiations and I called the empowerment, and then I did a retreat on that, and I try to do those two days practice every day, a little bit, every day as much as possible, a little bit. So yeah, next one is that I thought I will we can discuss a little bit on the Manjushri mantra and the practice of that. So maybe, yeah, since yeah, maybe that is all. I can take some questions if there is. If not, then the dedications. Yeah. Yes, please.
The prayer wheel.
Mhm.
Is it only the mantra of Om Mani Padme Hum that's in there?
I guess you can put different mantras, but most people will do the Om Mani Padme Hum. Most prayer will be the money mantras Om Mani Padme Hum. But individually, some people can have different mantras and they can use that mantra too. But traditionally, generally, normally, is the Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah. And then in some, they might have many other mantra, but mostly the Om Mani Padme Hum, but they can add some other mantra as well.
Dedication.
Yeah. Okay. Want to
Okay.
read the list?
We're going to dedicate the merit from listening to this teaching to all sentient beings, including those who are experiencing obstacles, specifically Allie P, Cordia S, Joe P, Jana, Cordia, Dylan, Alyssa, Mara, and Carol. And those experiencing illness, specifically Elena P, Diane L, Bob M, Yeshi the dog, Bodhi the dog, John B, Jim B, Jana, Eric and Solna, Gilbert, Kurt S, Susan S. Drake, Rob, Sean, Gregory, Carol, Phyllis, and Elena. And we're also going to dedicate for those who are dying or who have died in the last 49 days. Darlene G, Heather the dog, Bird, Vinny, Diane L, Bo McAllister, Paige, and Norm. And Dr. Bosman. Dr. Bosman. You want to put it in? Yes. I do. Cool. And we'll do our dedication prayers. Starting with the general dedication prayer. Due to the merits of these virtues,
And I forget and the state of the and get all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. And the supreme will of the Shiva that has not placed for us and we have to but in the days
and on the next page, we have our long life prayers for our teachers, beginning with His Holiness Dalai Lama. The wish granted.
every single minute and happiness in this world. Today, come with kind and God's divine seated. May all your holy wishes be spontaneous to fulfill.
We also do our dedication prayer for Otwahita, who is Lama Yeshe's reincarnation. Venerable, to you is the finest of that of all. Mind, blood, your loving concern for us in into the land of our destiny.
May our venerable Lama's lives be firm, their white divine actions spread in the 10 directions, and the torch of Losong's teachings, dispelling the darkness of the 3 worlds beings, always remain. In all future lives, may we never be parted from the perfect lamas and pure ways of the Dharma. May we gain every experience of the path and stages, and quickly attain the stage of holy diamond.
And we also dedicate for the quick and swift return of the Lamas of Oromos reincarnations and continue to get the guidance and teachings and care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gesshe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Gesshe.
Lord. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, John and Mary. Yes, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.